Hey there, so today we have another review. If you want to skip ahead to the review, please do. Otherwise, there's a couple things I got to say about this beer. So, first off, this is Maine Beer Lunch. This is obviously a very important beer. A lot of big fans from a lot of people about this beer. I reviewed this, I want to say a few months ago, and actually finally got to appreciate it. This is a beer that I reviewed at least a handful of times on the channel. I definitely have had, well, maybe not a handful of times, but I've definitely had it at least a handful of times, maybe a dozen times in my life. It was just so hyped, and I kept tasting it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. But then finally got to really appreciate it because as I was getting into when I got to craft beer, I was really into the hazy thing, and it was really hard to appreciate, I guess, more classic style beers, more West Coast style IPAs. So I was always hyped on the hazy stuff, and didn't seem to appreciate this beer. But a few months ago, I was like, wow, this is really good. It took me 10 years to actually really enjoy this guy. Other thing about this beer, it is dumb expensive. I'm reviewing this out of nostalgia and also just hey, this is a very important beer. I want to just treat myself, but I can't imagine a normal kind of consumer going out of the way to buy this stuff. So just to tell you, this beer was $9.50, almost $10. I can get, in my mind, an amazing IPA, High Life, for $12 for a six pack. That's 72 ounces of beer. Wait, no, wait, 24. Yeah. 72 ounces of beer. This is 17 ounces, 69. 16.9. You need 4 bottles of this to get to the six pack, but you're paying almost as much. So basically, let's round around. This beer is 4 times the price of High Life, or any other IPA. Name your favorite IPA. Bell's Two Hearted, Stone IPA, whatever. Even a Heady, I think Heady Topper sells for 14 for a 4-pack. This is 10 for 1. You get 4 for 14. Anyway, enough of the rant. Let's just think of this beer. Let's enjoy for the fact of us just having great beer to enjoy. Price is price. I really appreciate you guys watching the channel because it really helps break the cost of buying expensive beers like this and doing a bunch of reviews of beers that I may or may not have ever tried in my life. Yeah. Fresh. 5 weeks. 5 weeks fresh. So the beer comes in a really nice kind of, it's a little bit hazy. Not too chill, but chilled for sure. Definitely fridge temperature. I have it at this really nice kind of medium gold color, a little bit of a burnished orange hue to it. There's a little bit of this medium minus kind of chill haze or just regular old haze to it. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but do I have it too cold? Yeah, see, now I might have it a touch too cold. It's not fresh, yeah. It's not very exploding off the nose for me right now. But it could be just a little chilled to, yeah. But yeah, in general, it's this kind of sticky marmalade-y orange thing. So it reminds me actually a little bit of High Life. A little bit of pine, resin, but a little bit juiciness too. You almost get tangerine clementine. Again, shout out to High Life. That's very strange. And again, your brain does crazy things. Just the fact that I said that word can trigger memories of a beer that is not this beer, right? Psychology is weird. Humans' brains are weird. So cheers. Oh no, I don't have that ice cold. Okay, yeah. So, this beer has a weird kind of almost how do you describe that? Well, first off, it comes off very woodsy, resiny. It has a solid woodsy character that almost soily. That reminds me a little bit of Pacific Northwest, but it almost has this lingering woodsiness that sometimes I call it an oxidation, but also you can call that almost a woodsy tea thing. It's almost tannins that you get from English hops. Obviously, this is all I'm 99% sure this is all American hops, but up front, a little bit of that kind of fruity, orangey dish candy thing. Definitely some tangerine clementine going on, woodsy, soily, a nice base tone of bitterness, long, dry, bitter and dry, very long, very bitter. Very much like great IPAs, it has that kind of echoing. Oh, yeah. I guess it does have that. It has that long, echoing hop character. You scrape you're just trying to, just scrape it off your teeth because it's just like, ever have, oh yeah, like a good analogy was like having something like chocolate sauce or caramel sauce, which is so sticky and intense of flavor and texture and viscosity that just sort of like, covers your teeth. And you're like, trying to get rid of it because like it's stuck on your teeth. Long hoppiness on this guy. Other thing about this beer, it is lean and clean. Malt bill is just like almost not there. It's got this like paper thin kind of like malt character to it, light white breadiness to it, maybe a hint of biscuit. But it's all just hops, right? Long hops. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now you go. It has a little bit of this kind of like, I don't know if Mosaic is in here, but it has this kind of like grassy green tea. I recently called on Mosaic this kind of like grassy jelly thing. Grass jelly. It's an Asian thing. You guys can Google what grass jelly is, but it's like, it's like literally Jello made out of grass. So it's got kind of like jello-y flavor, sweetness to it, but also this grassiness to it. So again, I'm following with those tones of this kind of like soily, earthy, woodsy, grassy. A lot of that going on here. If you're in the hazy IPA, you're not gonna like this guy. This beer is very not expressive of fruity hops. Nice lingering complexity in there. Quite nice. I want to say I liked it more last time I had it. I mean, we're just even forgetting about price, just the quality of the beer. It is quite good though. It does a lot of what. Sorry, excuse me. Oh man, these allergies are killing me today. It reminds me a lot of what Headhunter can do. This kind of like dry, lean, clean, lingering bitterness. That's one of the predominant characteristics about that beer, and it's very, very, very similar here. It has this kind of also in the mid palate, there's a little bit of this sugary tone to it. That's why I call this kind of a green tea jelly thing. There's a sugary, jello-y thing that plays in here. So the beer has a little bit of malt and sweetness to it, but not like, doesn't have much malt flavor, but it has a little bit of sweetness to it. A little bit citrusy up front, oily, hoppy, lingering, bang, bang, bang. Long and dry bitter. And again, it's hard not to choose beer because oils and hops just keep echoing. You could just keep going on. Long length on this beer for hop intensity and length of flavor. So, which is one of the key characteristics of a great IPA. I want to say I liked a little bit more before. These are beers that I'm like sort of itching for these days, like bitterness, dryness. I guess like just drinking hazy IPAs for 10 years, like eventually just your palate sort of just like gets a little bit of fatigue and you just want something that like has higher drinkability to it. So I guess this is where I'm at in my journey. And I guess everybody's in their different place. Obviously early on in my journey, even for like many, many years, I just didn't really care about like lean, clean, dry. You just wanted like big, juicy, lush, plush, fluffy, and now like you find different things that you like. So that's where I'm at. So that's what Darwin's Beer Review is about. It's my experience of this journey in craft beer, and you guys can always go back in old videos and see my journey and all that fun stuff. So that's where I'm at now. Very good beer. I'm still not as hyped as other people, but at least like some like top dogs I go, or not, whoever. There's people that really, really revere this beer. I'm cool with it. Oh, shout out to Maine Beer Company, by the way. They just released breakfast. So they have a breakfast double IPA, lunch here, and then dinner. I think have I done dinner on the channel? I did do dinner on the channel early on. Anyway, this beer gets a solid. Tonight it's getting a 94. Until next time, very, very good beer. Maine Beer Company. That completely ignores the price, by the way. If we're talking about price, this beer is like low. This beer is like 60s or 70s. It's terrible. Like you can't tell me this beer is remotely three times. Wait, one, two, 4 times better. Yeah, 4 times better than a really, really good shelfie IPA. And no matter where you guys live, I promise your distribution has a very solid fresh IPA, if you can find it fresh, obviously. Very solid IPA that is not, it is a $12 a six pack or something close to $12 a six pack, and crushes the beer on price point, because like there's no reason this beer is 4 times better than anybody's local IPA or even regional IPA. Cheers later.